Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video, I'm going to review a movie which one of my friends on YouTube very kindly sent me as subscriber mail, and that is Mr. Jamie Powell. So he's a great guy. Go along to subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. I'll leave a link down below to Jamie's channel. So yeah, as I say, he's got a great channel, he's got great content, very funny guy and that, yeah. So go along and give him a sub, yeah. So thanks again, Jamie, for sending me this movie. The Bride of Hades, which I'm going to, I've watched it now, so I'm just going to review it and give it a rating, yeah. So any of you guys not familiar with this movie, I'll just read the synopsis at the back, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it, give me thoughts on it, and I'll give it a rating. All right, then, here we go. Noble samurai Shinzaburo is visited one night by the beautiful courtesan Otsuya, or some of these Japanese names are a bit of a mouthful, aren't they? By the beautiful courtesan Otsuyu. She pleads with him to marry her and save her from life in a brothel. Instantly captivated by her beauty, Shinzaburo agrees and a cautious love affair develops, but in his infatuation, he fails to realise that Otsuyu is a ghost. His friends band together to drive off the spirits, but can the love-stricken Shinzaburo resist the haunting lair of this enchantress? Working from a script by Ugetsu's Yoshita Yoda, original Shinobi director Satsuo Yamamoto brings this classic Japanese ghost tale to the screen with breathtaking stylistic beauty. His visualization of the alluring female ghost prefigures a Chinese ghost story and greatly inspired the J-horror movements. So there you go, guys. That's the synopsis for this 1968 production, The Bride from Hades, also known as the Peony Lantern. Yeah, so a couple of details about it here. Directed by Satsuo Yamamoto. It stars Kujiro Hongo, Muko Akaza, and Takashari Shimura. I hope I pronounced those names correctly. All right then, guys, on to my thoughts on the movie as a whole. Well, I am very pleased to say I really enjoyed this one. I would describe it as a kind of a mixture of a samurai adventure and a Chinese ghost story. And he did both elements really well in this movie. The producer did a great job, as did the actors. I love the atmosphere, the creepy atmosphere, the dark sense of foreboding, and a great, as I say, great mix of samurai action and Chinese paranormal ghosts and that, So, but yeah, really enjoyed it. So, Jamie, you made a great choice there, mate. Getting me this, yeah. So, thanks again, mate. Really appreciate it, yeah. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, guys, and this is staying in the collection. I'm really getting into my Chinese ghost stories now. I did watch one a couple of weeks ago called Snow Woman, which I told Jamie about, and he watched it and he really enjoyed it and that. So yeah, they did some fantastic ghost stories. The Asians and that, the Japanese and the Chinese and that. So I'm always on the lookout for new ghost stories and that on eBay and Amazon. Yeah. But getting back to this, it got in some ways it's a kind of a tragic tale because you've got this girl pleading for the main protagonist to marry and that. She wants to get away from the brothel life and that, But at the same time, the main protagonist is friends and that. They're very much against the idea of him marrying this, this ghost and that, and they witness certain things. I won't go into too much detail about it, guys, in case you haven't seen it. Check it out for yourselves. But they witness certain, shall we say, out of the ordinary events that make them even more determined to get rid of this ghost and that, and sort of like stand in the way of them going on to marry and that. But very well written script and that, good solid performance by all the cast and that, But really, if you like your Chinese ghost stories and that, if you like your samurai action, I think you'll have a blast watching this movie, The Bride from Hades. Yeah, it's a little classic now, from 1968. Yeah, and it's also got a moral to it as well, guys. And that moral especially applies to young men. Never trust strange women. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, the supernatural highlights for me, with the skeletal makeup, and the way the ghost just flows eerily through the scenes, and that very creepy, and that creates a very dark sense of foreboding on the ears, and that And when the Asians do a ghost story, we were bored, they do it well, and he certainly did it in this, guys. Really enjoyable movie, and as I say, it's staying in the collection, and I'm going to watch it again in a couple of weeks' time. I enjoyed it that much. Really good. Yeah. So if you like a little bit of light relief, I should say, a little bit of sort of like humour to sort of like balance out, the creepiness and that. Yeah. There is a smattering of dopey hyperbole, which plays out well against the dark gothic atmosphere. So there's a little bit of comedy in it as well. Not too much, But there are a few like moments in that, yeah. But as I say, very, very well done, and got some good special features on there, guys, if you want to freeze your screens and take those in. So yeah, I'll just show you the inside, guys. It's just the disc and that, you know, yeah. So I would regard this as a classic and that, I really would, and that, you know, like The Snow Woman, really enjoyable and that. And there's so many of these movies, isn't it? As you, well, if you're into your Chinese horror, you most probably know what I'm talking about. So many of these movies, what you yet to be seen and that, you know, so it's really exciting. I always get excited when I discover a new movie what nobody else has seen and that, you know. I like to tell my friends on YouTube about and that, because I love saying to my friends and that, you know, check this movie and that, you know, and you know, by the same token, I'm very interested in what you guys put on, like, you know, movies what you've watched, and you think I might be interested in. So it works both ways, which is it's a very good thing, you know, really is, yeah. Yeah, and also very creepy moments when they hear these like ghostly voices echo and that, you know, really, really, oh yeah, really spine tingling and that, you know, yeah. But yeah, lovely cinematography. It recaptured that era well, and that, you know, all the buildings and that, and the garb and that, you know, and the customs of the people and that, you know. And there's one or two. I don't want to give too much away, guys. I don't want to spoil it for you. Some pretty dark moments and that, you know. And I say, obviously, I'm not going to reveal the ending. I'll let you get the movie to, you know, see for yourself and that, you know. I just wish it's not much of a gripe, just one little itsy bitsy teeny weeny thing. I just wish they put a little bit more paranormal, you know, horror in. But having said that, that's not to take anything away from the movie. It was very well done and that, you know. But I would have liked to have seen a bit more, you know, helpings of ghosts and that, you know. Yeah, but that doesn't really matter, because I enjoyed the movie. It was a good story and that, you know. And as I say, they really do it well, you know, the Japanese, when you make these kinds of movies and that, you know. A lot of these movies are inspired by actual Japanese legends and that, you know, folklore. I've got a big book in my library of all spirits and that, you know. Even The Grudge and that, they've been based on actual spirits and that, you know, made the Grudge movies and that, you know, based on real spirits in Japanese folklore. It's very interesting once you get reading about these entities and that, you know. But she's such a tragic figure and that, you know, pleading them and that, you know, for them to marry and that, you know. But as the movie unfolds and that, you start wondering to yourself, yeah, is he? What's he letting himself up? You know, what's he letting himself in for here and that? Yeah, but I really enjoyed this movie, guys, The Bride from Hades, and I highly recommend it, especially if you love your Chinese ghost stories. Okay then, guys, on to a rating for The Bride from Hades. No hesitation whatsoever. I'm going to give this movie a full 10 out of 10, because that's how much I enjoyed it. Very well acted and that, good cinematography, and you know, well done, really well performed and that, you know. And it was a real treat to sit down and watch this the other night. And thanks again, Jamie Mace, for sending this. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, and as I say, I'll leave a link down below to Jamie's channel. Go ahead and give him a subscription. All right then, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, check this out, guys. As I say, it's a good watch, really good. I enjoyed it. Now, all right then, guys, that's it. Take care. Bye for now. If you enjoyed watching this video, guys, you might like to check out my website at www.alantoner.com. You'll be able to find out a little bit more about my work as a writer and all the books I have published to date. Thanks for watching.